No, his comments were actually up. I wanted to point that out. His comments were up, but what happened was he tried to delete the video his comments were on, so then nobody could see his comments. But it wasn't just the comments. He just was angry at the videos. So I made more videos. That's the whole thing. People keep thinking that I basically tried to continuously make more videos on him because I'm obsessed or something. No. If anything, it's him who's obsessed, because why are you so upset by the fact of me making videos on you? You know what I mean? I make videos on everybody. And I only made 3 videos on him at first. And then I made more because he came to my channel, harassed me, and I was like, okay. I told him specifically, I'm going to make more videos on you because you specifically said, you threatened me not to make more videos on you. And of course, I made more videos on him. And then after that, he tried to report my videos, and then I tried to make even more videos about him. That's what happened. Now, I've moved on. I've actually started making other videos of a few other people. And I have some videos in the works that are supposed to be on a few other people. But I'm specifically saying that, no, it wasn't deleted. Now, on him being a protector of black women, obviously he's not. You know, he hates black women. And, you know, he expected his audience to come to my channel, obviously, and look and say, oh, we don't see anything. Because a major part of his channel is his audience looking at him and denying what they see. So, obviously, when I show screenshots of him literally calling me a coon, his audience is going to say they don't see it, even though it's literally on the 3rd line of the screenshotted comment he made. So, to me, it's just like, you know, of course his flock are brainwashed, because a major component to his channel is denying what you see. But the truth is, of course, he hates black people. All he sees black people as is dollar signs, basically. He tries to claim to be pro-black love, but he's only pro-black hate. People like to ignore this because they have their own personal issues. And you can see, like I said, on his content that the supporters of his content would actually support a Hispanic-looking man calling a darker-skinned black woman a coon, lets you know that his audience isn't pro-black either. Calling black women coons is never anything but racism. People try to cloud it and try and avoid this part of it. Some people tried to focus on other names that he called me, but, like, to me, it's like the most important thing was you attacking a black woman for literally being black. That lets me know that you don't like the blackness in black women. You don't actually see the blackness in black women as beautiful. If you did, you wouldn't call black women coons. You just wouldn't call a black woman a coon if you basically thought that being black was beautiful. Being black was a good thing. No. And in the context that he was talking about it, for one, he was calling me a coon right after he started making fun of the fact that I was an 8th Dominican, implying that I was more black than him. That's why I said the 8th Dominican was very important, because he's amplifying the fact that I'm a black woman, you know, and I identify as a black woman. I was not trying to say that I was mixed. If I was, I would name all the other things my family had, and I don't. That's what other people want to do. Go ahead, my cousins, whatever. I don't do that. I'm a very proud black woman, and I've made myself darker skinned many times. So, I mean, like, if I don't like being black, why do I make myself darker skinned? Anyway, the point is, the fact that he tried to shame me for being a black woman, as if blackness was bad. on top of calling someone a coon, lets you know that they don't think that the fact that I'm 100% black by my own, identification, that, that's a good thing. Obviously, they see that as a bad thing. And the thing is, with people like me who aren't dark-skinned, you get to see that very often with people like him. They will hide with dark-skinned black people because they were taught since they were babies to basically submit to them. And also, dark-skinned black people control a lot of people like him. They do. They control a lot of people who are lighter-skinned. And that's just how it is because they're the majority of this race. With people like me, they're not taught to do that, basically. What they're mostly taught to do, it seems like, is actually to, go after in that manner. Like, talk against you being black and shame your blackness, basically. Do the whole competition, I'm less black than you thing. And that's why I specifically said he was colorist and hating me for being more black than him. Because he called me a coon and right after that started talking about me being only 1/8 Dominican. So that lets you know that this is a racist person who most likely identifies with his Hispanic side. And basically shames, black women and black people for being black. He's only using black people when it benefits him. But he's not actually identifying with them. You can't call someone a coon and shame them for being only 1/8 Dominican and then say you are pro-black people, a protector of black women. You're not a protector of black women. You are a hater of black women. You are a user of black women. You are a manipulator of black women. And that's the thing here. It's just like, I know a lot of the time the supporters get angry because they wish and they want someone to be on their side. So they're so desperate for appreciation and love that they will allow someone to use them like this. It's kind of like, for me, a thing where, you can't just be desperate like that. You have to actually see people for who they are. See their motive. See what they said and why they said it. And dig a little bit deeper than the surface. Another thing that I notice with his channel specifically, you could often see all he ever does is basically advertise. So I think generally it's not really about how he feels. It's about trying to basically talk to the audience to get them in a position where they're willing to pay him money. It's not about if he has an actual interest in what he's talking about, because I don't think he does. I think he just basically, like I said, uses black people's insecurities for his own benefit. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say here. It's just like, I know a lot of the audience doesn't want to admit or want to, acknowledge that these are the things he said. So some of them are even acting like they can't read. But it's right there. He literally called me a coon and shamed me for being 1/8 Dominican right after. Which means that he's literally shaming me for being black and calling me a coon for it. And I know a lot of people wish that that was not what he said, or they try to not look at the comment. They try to claim that he didn't call me a coon. They try to claim that he's not being racist, even though he specifically called me a coon, and then tried to be derogatory enough to shame me for being only 1/8 Dominican. That shows that he's racist. He's trying to put himself above me, and also he sees blackness as a bad thing. I guess as a coon, which is pretty derogatory. So, to me, that's mainly what I just wanted to talk about here, was just, a main thing of the channel is not seeing what's actually there. Not seeing that there is a Hispanic man talking to you about black love. Not seeing that a Hispanic man, a Hispanic-looking man, just called a black-looking woman a coon. And somehow he's supposed to be the protector of black women. And somehow he's supposed to be pro-black love and pro-black women. When all he ever does is attack divested black women. He only wants money and he wants them to prefer him. But he doesn't like black women. He hates black people.